Wow, this is gonna be the first time I'm doing this alone, huh? On Twitch. Streamlabs already says there's an issue. Dropped frames 25%. Okay. Please don't fail me, Twitch. Alright. I guess, I was playing this game over on my YouTube channel for a bit, the Planetarium YouTube. So, I'm already a good ways in. I'm going to be continuing the same file, so I should explain what has happened thus far. Firstly, Our Life is a game where you grow up alongside this character, Cove, and you can romance him or not if you choose. The game won't punish you for not romancing him. It's not like a lot of other Otome games, you know. You take your life through 3 steps. I think they were talking about releasing a 4th one though. But anyway, three steps. Child, adolescent, adult, or young adult. So we started at age 8 meeting Cove, who didn't want to move down here because his parents are going through a divorce. Now we are in the 2nd step where he is a teenager at 13 years old. And he's dealing with things a lot better is what I'll say about it. He's become much more chill and he's very fun to talk to. Alright, with all that said, last time I stopped the stream early because I was feeling sick and my headset was dying and it was giving me a horrible headache. Today I should be able to go for a bit longer. I'm feeling a little better, although I might have some allergy issues at some point. Oh wait, I hit new file, didn't I? 1 second. We'll just go into the load and load our last save. Oh man, I don't know how dates work in this game. These are both on the 10th. I think this is the one we're looking for. Yeah, we hadn't gone into the DLC for the next step. So my plan today is to do mall, birthday, and summer work. But maybe we'll finish this step if I'm feeling good enough. Or maybe I'll only do 2. I kind of just do things as I feel. Mall. Lee's visit today turned out to be more involved than you expected. After overhearing where the Holden family was going, Lee insisted on seeing Mr. Holden's shop firsthand. An hour later, and Lee was busy looking at every item on display. Because Cove's dad offered supplies, lessons, and tours, his shop had all the scuba-related stuff you could imagine: fins, masks, suits, and snorkels. After circling around the shop, you finally stopped and looked at the whole room. This was the first time you'd been here too. It wasn't often that you tagged along to hang out at the shop. You spent a lot of time here over the years. I imagine Cove and I are pretty okay friends so far. So I think I would have spent a lot of time here. The shop was as familiar to you as your own neighborhood. It was practically another extension of home. You were still bursting with excitement, you were in good spirits. This was a pleasant surprise. You felt okay. Not your first choice, but not bad. You weren't happy. Was this really all you were going to do? Oh, by the way, I make it a habit to try to read out all of the choices because I know some people will probably not actually be looking at the screen. They might have this on for background noise or whatever, and if they do look, I don't want them to be caught off guard. There are also people who are like, say you're blind. You can't really see what's going on, you just like hearing the story. Well, you won't know what choices I made if I don't tell you, you know? I guess that's not really something I have to explain now, is it? Twitch makes me nervous. You were in good spirits. This was a pleasant surprise. You enjoyed showing Lee around the shop. Doing this was better than just telling her about it. Lee was still busy poking through the various wetsuits displayed, so you decided to see what Derek and Cove were doing. They were too absorbed in their conversation to notice you standing near them, leaning against the counter. You were able to pick up the topic quickly.
Anyway.
My dad told me this stuff is selling like crazy. Yeah, the material has this new blend with less neoprene. My dad says people are really interested in it. It brought a smile to your face hearing that the shop was doing well. You decided to keep listening, you decided to join in, you couldn't resist teasing the boys. Let's join in. Those wetsuits with the bright colors are probably popular too. I haven't seen any with that style in other places.
Right?
Right? I like those ones.
Maybe.
Some of them might be too bright. I don't think the point of scuba diving is drawing a lot of attention to yourself. Maybe people will just wear them on the beach. Standing out would help there. Your family could always spot you. Cove smiled at Derek's positivity. But really, there's just so much to think about with business. It's crazy. No matter how much I come, I still don't think I get it. Cove hummed and nodded in agreement, causing a good-humored laugh from Derek. I thought you only liked the scuba diving part, not the job part. That's just the best part. I think about other things, too.
I gotcha.
Cool. The business side. Running it. That's my favorite. Out of the corner of your eye, you caught movement, and you realized Lee was now standing next to you. When your dads are tired, do you think you're going to carry on the shore? Carry on the store? Both sons shrugged in unison.
Well...
There's tons of things I could do. My dad thinks so, too. He doesn't want me to plan on working here forever. Cole's gaze fell to the floor. You could see the conflict I can't read. The conflict flashing on his face. I don't know. It's a lot, being the real boss of something and totally in charge. If my mom's had their own business, I'd take over. If my mom's had one, I wouldn't want to take over either. I can't run a business. I wouldn't want to take over someone else's shop either. I want to do my own thing. Do you think your dad will let me take over this shop? No matter what you both do, shop or no shop, it'll be amazing. That's what I'll pick. Cause like, I don't really... I don't want to push him into taking over the shop if he doesn't want to. But if he does want to, then more power to him. Derek smiled in equal parts happiness and bashfulness. He bounced on his feet a bit. Thanks, man. I'm happy you believe in us. Me too. Cove's parents left the back office and came over, catching her attention. Sorry, kids. Looks like it's going to be a long one. I know usually others hold the fort down, but I really need to stay here today. I know you just wanted a little visit. It'd be boring getting stuck all day because of me. Kyra can take my car and go back to the neighborhood. Cove and Derek gave him an understanding look. Mr. Holden crossed his arms and flashed you all a big smile, trying to lift the mood. Oh, by the way, this is Cove's dad, Blondie's Cove's dad, and the pretty lady with green hair is Cove's mom. They are divorced, but they get along fine, so it's interesting. She's staying down in Sunset Bird, which is where all of our characters live, for the summer, just so that she could see Cove and not take him away from his friends for a year. Or like the whole summer, like she usually does. The one condition is that someone has to remember to come back for me later. You don't get to strand me here, no matter how funny that might be. Kyra laughed and gave a thumbs up. Mr. Holden seemed satisfied with that. He moved on with the explanation. Derek, your dad also has his hands full today, so he doesn't have time to run you back home. That's alright, sir. The title Sir got an awkward chuckle out of Cliff, which was cut short with when Kyra elbowed him teasingly.
What do you think?
You already said I could borrow your car. Why don't I take all the kids somewhere fun for the afternoon?
Absolutely.
That's fine with me. Just please come back eventually. Sometime today, Kyra. After multiple jokes about being left with no ride, you had to wonder if that actually happened in their past together. For you, my good sir, I swear. Cross my heart. Happy with the promise, Cliff took out his black wallet and offered a $50 bill to Kyra. Here, in case you need gas or anything else while you're out. Kyra smiled knowingly and accepted the bill without hesitation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cove's dad stuck the wallet in his back pocket while he waved with his free hand. Okay, time for me to jump back into work. Have fun for me. Bye, Dad. Bye. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. Holden. Lee. Goodbye, sirs, madams, and most respected guests. He left the room with a wink and flare, disappearing into the employees-only area of the shop. When Mr. Holden was out of sight, Kyra silently strolled over to the counter and carefully placed the $50 bill there. She turned back around and beamed a large smile at you and the others. Come on, gang. Let's see if this town has a mall.
Yeah!
Yes! Unable to contain her excitement, Lee actually jumped with joy, while Cove and Derek just grinned. There wasn't a mall in your hometown, but Mr. Holden's store wasn't in Sunset Bird. It might be possible to find a mall out here. You felt pumped? Okay. Didn't really want to go. Felt pumped. Heck yeah! Let's go. She quickly herded the group out of the store into the car.
Go!
As the driver, I get to choose my partner in crime. Naturally, I bestow the position of shotgun to my baby. Her comment had both Derek and Lee snickering. Cove was for sure embarrassed over the phrasing and blatant favoritism, but he took the seat by his mom without complaint. He decided to stick up for Cove, jokingly complain at the special treatment. You were fine with that. He kept quiet. Jokingly complain. Come on, there's gotta be a better way to choose than whoever your own kid is. I got a hearty laugh out of Kyra. Sorry, you'll get where I'm coming from when you start driving. You continued your teasing pout in the back. You'll understand when you're older was the worst excuse. I'll take the middle seat. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want a window seat. You two can have them. Are you cool with that? You thought it was odd that anyone would give up a window seat, but you knew Derek tried to be especially polite when he was a guest. You nodded.
Fantastic.
Good. Sounds like we're all in agreement. Everyone squeezed into the car, buckling in, and Kyra turned the radio on. She set it to a top 40s pop station. You're into it? Didn't like it? You asked if the radio station could be changed. I'm not much of a music snob to be honest, so I think I'd be fine. Like, a lot of the times top 40, they're top 40s for a reason. Sorry, responding to something. Business. I think I'd be into it. Quickly, you recognize the song playing. It was new and by an artist you were listening to a lot recently. It wasn't long until your group realized that they were lost. But after driving in enough circles, Kyra's struggle paid off when she found a local mall. There were more cheers from Lee as Kyra pulled into a parking lot. Also, this seems to take place before phones were really like an everybody thing. I think my computer was like a box computer. So, it seems like Kyra couldn't just whip out Google Maps for this. Oh! Hi! Okay, so you know a bit about the game. Thank you! Oh wait, why is my stream playing on the background? And thank you for... Aww. So 1997. Thank you. Once your group had made it inside, the first order of business on this trip was checking out what this mall actually had. Where should we go? I think I see a makeup store up ahead. She rolled up on her tiptoes to get a better view. Meanwhile, Derek was eyeing the directory. There's a chocolate shop. Seriously, we have to go there. Yes, wait. Yeah, and we need to find a decent jewelry shop. I need new hair ties and barrettes.
Nice.
You've also got to at least look for a game store. There's tons of things you can't get anywhere but a store that's just for video games. Hey, what are you thinking, Cove? I want to look at the fish in the pet store. You could have guessed that much. Anywhere else? He turns 9 after this. Alright. What does that make him, a Scorpio? No, it comes after Scorpio. Man, I need to brush up on my zodiac knowledge. But thank you, Lily K. May, for the trivia. I'm enjoying this. I should have known to look this stuff up, but I don't know why I didn't. But that's sad, because that means that we don't get to do a birthday with COVID game, do we? You know, in like 2006. Alright. Anywhere else? He smiled with some bashfulness. The bookstore. What about you, man? Clothing store, accessory shop, makeup, video games, chocolate, pet store, camping and outdoor supplies, food court, bookstore, art and supplies, and music shop. Oh, right. This seems like one of those choices where we can, like, pick a couple. So, first one I'm going to say is also a bookstore. And I also want to visit the video game store and the art and supplies store. And the pet store and the food court and a music shop. Alright, that's all that really interested me. Like 2011 when he's 13. Alright, so maybe phones are more of a popular thing. Maybe she could have just picked up Google Maps. Doing the math. Thank you for doing the math for me. I gotta be honest, math is like my weakest. You think so? I don't really remember that well, I guess, then. I mean, to be fair, I was only 10, I didn't even have one. That's all that really interested us. That's certainly a list. Good thing we have all afternoon. Yeah! I have my own shops I want to make. Let's agree to regroup here at 7.
What?
You're not coming with us? Ah, really? I think I got my first one 2013. And even then, it didn't use Google Maps. I don't even think I could really play more than 1 or 2 games on it before it fried. We're all in the same building. You won't be as alone as you think. I'll only be a few minutes away at most. You're old enough to enjoy the mall without me hovering. Okay.
See you soon.
Be back here at 7 p.m. Toodaloo. Leaving Derek and Lee stunned by their newfound freedom, Kyra walked off. When she was almost out of sight, Derek's face twisted in confusion. Wow, she's really gone. I can't believe she just did that. This is so cool. We get to do whatever we want. You were happy about it. Talk about an amazing opportunity. You felt unsure about the situation. Was this really okay? You felt okay about it. You were unhappy about it. This is not what you had in mind. Oh, I did the same thing. Have you ever like looked at, when I was little, I thought that phones were like a lot more durable than they were. Oh, just now? Wait, how'd you throw your phone just now? I think if I were left alone in a mall, I would be a little unsure. At 13, probably. I've always been a goody two-shoes, though. Is it me, or does it feel weird to be at the mall without a parent there? My moms wouldn't have done this. It's not just you.
Trust me.
You'll be okay. We're here together. And she's not gone for real. She'll be somewhere around. With the decision already made, Derek tried to pull together his earlier enthusiasm for the trip.
Oh.
So, where are we going first? Time's a-wasted. Whatever's closest. Things were coming together, but you realized there might be a flaw in today's set of plans. What's wrong, dude? Did everybody bring money with them?
Yeah.
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 I did. I always have some on me. I always have some on me when I come all the way out here. Did I bring money? No, I always make sure to have money, even when I was little. If I was going somewhere where I might end up buying things, I tried to make sure I had money. And, like, Mr. Holden's shop is a shop for that reason. Oh, you lost balance and fumbled. I'm trying to catch it. You yanked the earbuds. Oh no! Is it okay? Oh. Wait, they sing? I might have to become a patron after this video. That's exciting news. I should probably, I might want to add the actual people in a Discord call. Amazing! Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna become a patron after this. I didn't even realize. I should have looked. I don't know what's my problem with just looking. Yeah, I'm gonna be. That sounds so fun. Wow. I'm gonna take a second to add the Twitch chat onto the screen. The $5 one so you can afford. Yeah, that makes sense. Where would it be? It's always so tempting to do like the higher tiers, but gotta think about that longevity. Streamlabs, why are you doing this to me now? What was I about to do? I was trying to get my text box on screen, but they distracted me. Chat box. Was I calling it chat box this whole time? Probably not. Use the Twitch theme for it. Text color white is fine. Bad words. I feel like I have to make sure to put that on there. Those two are bad words. I'm realizing now that I'm saying this without people being able to see what I'm doing. They do have 18 plus content on it. Okay. Yeah, I was born in 29. No, I was born in 2001, so I'm 19. And also, my Patreon itself and my Twitter are both 18 plus, so no worries there. If anything, I'm excited to see it. $2,000, alright. I believe I saw like one or two step spoilers, I guess that's what I would call them, for the last step in the game so far, where you can do a little bit of kissing with Cove. Oh gosh, how do I do this? I don't remember now. Sorry. Display this. Add source chat box. But it's add source. Oh, there it is. I just can't read. Is the problem there. Ooh, at the top of the page. Oh, NSFW. Alright. Thank you. Without you, I wouldn't have known about it. So I'm happy to know about this. Get some spicier Cove content. My chat box isn't showing up. Is it? It is. Okay, cool. Same much since it's a paid thing. Oh yeah, it can't be streamed. I guess I'll have to enjoy that spicy content on my own. I mean, I can draw some fan art for it and put it on my Twitter. I like to draw that kind of thing. But wow, it's that explicit then, the images for the Patreon DLC? It does. Okay. The carpet matches the drapes, huh? So it's au naturel then. Cove's all natural. Did they say anything about a separate like game or DLC where like you're not a kid and you can romance Cove's parents? Because I am in love with Miss Kyra. Come back. There you are. Or I guess there I am, huh? Immediately, you felt better about the situation. It would have been a downer to not be able to even think about something at the mall because they didn't have money. They aren't doing that, but a good portion of the private Discord are clip ships. Thinking OCs for that. Oh, if they're making a fan game, sign me up! That would be so much fun. Oh, I'm good. Now that everything was squared away, you explored them all together as a group. There are many shops that you managed to venture into so far. You all even went into a bookstore, leaving you with a pep in your step. This was better than you thought, and there was still so much to see. Don't know if they actually will go through with it. That's fair. But it would be nice if they did. It doesn't look like the chat box is displaying on the screen, which is annoying me because it just was. Also, sorry for my voice being all over the place. Getting over sick. Oh, it is on screen. It's just very small. Alright. I can fix that. Cope would fall for Updog. He would fall for Updog and Matter Baby because he's a very silly boy and I love him. But he's kinda gullible. Alright, fixing the font size for the chat box. I actually don't know how big these are gonna show up, huh? Yeah, you're right. He's like smart about all those like school subjects and things like that, but he's very dumb when it comes to street smarts. It's still not big enough. Alright, there we go. Smart enough to grab a first aid kit, dumb enough to try to walk to Nevada. Yeah, that's basically what he did, isn't it? So Sunset Bird is California, then. I had a feeling it was, but I wasn't sure. He's our dumbass. After having hit many of the top priority stores, you found yourself passing by a small booth. It was decorated in wind chimes of various sizes. Oh, does it? Gosh. I'm not. I'm not smart. I'm sorry. You raised a hand up to one of the smaller ones. What sparked your attention next was Cove. You thought for sure he was going to stop at the booth by the way he looked at it, but he kept going. Do you want one? It wasn't until Lee asked that you realized you'd stop in front of the booth without saying anything. Lee just continued to encourage you. You should get one. Just looking. I don't really like them. You wanted one, but for someone else. You didn't want one. Yeah, our life, now and forever. So, for the step 4, what part of his life is that going to be? Is that just a continuation of him as an adult? Or I guess our lives, because it's our life. But I am excited for now and forever. Step 4 is 23-year-old Cove. Okay. AKA present day. Alright. That'll be interesting. I like wind chimes. You did want one. Yeah, I think I do want to get it. Cool, I have one like this and it's really nice. It makes the prettiest sound. Fishing your money out, you made a decision on what to buy. You got one for yourself, and one for Cove. One for me and one for him, please. Can I get these two, please? Wait, that's Laylee voice. Can I get these two, please? Now, why would you need 2 wind chimes? You rolled your eyes at her teasing tone, but you couldn't hide the smile growing on your own face as Lee broke out into laughter. The shopkeeper carefully wrapped your purchase up and handed it back to you in a bag. You accepted it and then raced off with Lee to catch up to the boys. For Cove, you picked out a beautiful wind chime that had a dolphin charm, with a simple design of just silver poles, had crystal strands. Dolphin charm. You had a feeling he'd appreciate that. After leaving another clothing store, one that Lee couldn't resist exploring, you and your friends found yourselves walking down the main hall of the mall again. It wasn't long until everyone you were with had their eye on the smoothie kiosk ahead. Should we stop? Yeah. At least according to your mouth. Hey, so far your mouth has sounded pretty sound. Yesterday's voice chat, we said, we are getting $20. The voice chat sounds like fun. I don't know. When I get into new Discords, I kind of have a problem getting into the voice chats, but this one sounds like it'd be easy to blend into. Part of you wondered how long it would take. As you approached her, I was drawn to the dizzying list of smoothie combinations. A part of you wondered how long it would take to try them all. Hi there! You need a rundown of how this works? Yes, please. Okay, first off, you pick up to 3 options of fruit or berries. Then I'll add the ice and the store's special smoothie base mix, and then you'll have your very own special smoothie for $4. There's only one size. Cove leaned over the counter a bit. For several moments, he intently studied the plentiful fruit and berry options. One of us. I want to get a strawberry banana smoothie with a coconut too. Cove, I love you, but coconut? Oh, I can't stand coconut anything. I even hate the smell of coconut. Sounds good. Is anyone else getting something? Can I get one that's just all mango? I like that choice, Derek. That's fine. Of course. Thanks. I'd like strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries for mine. Thanks. I don't have any big opinion on yours, Lee. I like blueberries and raspberries. Well, it's $5. Lily Kame, you're funny. I like you. The shopkeeper looked at you now. I want one. Oh, the choices were you didn't want one, you want one. Can I get... banana is a must for a smoothie. Mango. My last choice. Kiwi, please. And that's everything. At that, everyone went ahead and paid for their individual drinks. We waited over at the other side of the booth where the drinks were put when they were done. Derek bounced on his feet, excited for his to be ready. Aww. This is gonna be good. Lee chimed in with her own enthusiasm. Everyone says their smoothie-based stuff can make any drink great. Cove, while quieter, looked just as eager for his smoothie. Luckily, there hadn't been anyone else before you, so it wasn't a long wait. You collected the fresh drinks as they were placed on the counter. Straws were placed at the opening at the top of the cup, and the first tentative sips were had. Derek sighed in satisfaction after his taste. Mango is too delicious. Mine is super good too. Cove nodded and hummed in agreement. His straw was still in his mouth. You're really happy with yours? You're regretting your choice? Thought it was only okay? Thought it wasn't as great as you expected? No, I was happy with it. This is perfect. Cool, we all made excellent choices today. Yeah. Yeah. You asked if you could try these. Derek's Coast. Sneakily, you wanted to steal a sip. You didn't pay much attention to the other drinks. Mango is good. And also, oh, you guys play Jackbox? How many? Okay. Jackbox games are fun. What games did you guys play then? Yeah, same. Like, I hate coconut, but I want a romantic encounter with Cove. It's him, so I have to. I just love him too much to not, you know? Coke, could I have a drink of yours? You do like coconut. I wish I knew what it was like to be you. Because everyone's... Okay, I've only met two types of people. People who absolutely like coconut and people who hate it with a burning passion. My foot hurts. Oh, you're one in Hawaii. Yeah, that's fair. Hawaii, huh? Or Hawaii. That's really cool. Not for 1 second since getting it had his lips been apart from the straw, but he did seem to be considering your request. You fetched a little more? Jokingly begged. You waited for him to decide on his own. You ended up moving up. Oh, that's a big difference from Hawaii. Wow. Jokingly begged. Please, Cove, I need to have some of that smoothie. Cove smiled softly, and finally he offered the cup to you. You held the cup in both hands and took a sip. Thanks.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. It was kind of a sacrifice, you know. This is really good. Taking his drink back, Cove's smile seemed to grow bigger. His teasing tone made you grin. It is. You were satisfied with that? You wanted to ask someone else to try their smoothie? Sneakily, you wanted to steal stuff from someone else's smoothie. The others had pretty normal smoothies, so I don't really feel the urge. You were satisfied. As your group continued to wander the mall, you came to an area and a path that was wider. In the center of the opening was a collective of quarter-operated ride-on machines. Derek stopped as soon as he saw them, smiling ear to ear. Ah, yeah. Is yours just one of the ones in the base DLC, or were you able to get, like, them to do your actual name? I guess the Lily's pretty cool. I miss them all, too. It's been years since I've gone, and not just because of, COVID. Oh, the DLC. I should check and see. I doubt that they would, but I should check and see if they had a Nino option on there. I don't think they did. Ah, curse my strange name! In the center of the opening was a collection of quarter-operated ride-on machines. Dirk stopped as soon as he saw them, smiling ear to ear. I want to ride. I think we might be too big. I don't think I have... Oh yeah, you can do your name in pronouns, but I don't think I have the name DLC because I don't think my name was on it. So I didn't get it. I'll check the store page real quick. Might as well. That'd be interesting. If you could, please, I'm sorry. If it does, I'm going to download it immediately.
No way.
Nino. I'll type that in the chat. No way. We're not that old yet. He eagerly headed over to the machine, wanting to get a better look. Lee went along with it, smiling. Thought it was childish, she wanted to ride too, didn't care, stayed quiet. Wanted to ride too. He quickly chased after Derek. He turned his head back at the sound of your footsteps and gave a thumbs up over his shoulder. Reconvening around Derek, he watched as he was focused on the various brightly colored rides. Most were designed to look like real vehicles, but there were also some horse-shaped ones. One of them could even seat 2 people. I call the helicopter. Why? It's the coolest, and I think it'll move the most. He started digging in his pockets, pulling out whatever money he had left. Wait, is everything okay? I need 4 quarters, right? Yeah. I only have 2! There has to be more between all of us. Hold on. Pockets, wallets, and purses were checked over. Derek still had 2, Cove had only 1, and Lee ended up with the most at 3. You didn't have any.
Don't worry about it.
You can have mine. Thanks, but you don't have to. It's not enough for me. And even if it was, it'd be dumb to ride while you had to watch. Cove shrugged. He tried, failed, and looked unsure of what to do next. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for looking. Couldn't we exchange, why don't we all get on one? Couldn't we exchange dollar bills for more quarters? You didn't offer a suggestion. Let's exchange dollar bills. Derek slapped a hand to his cheek, eyes wide.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that'll work. Let's do it. The group scattered to various shops around. When you showed that you could beat another ride, everyone had more than enough quarters. There was no wiping the smile off your face. Despite the little hiccup initially, the plan to hitch a ride was coming together. Yeah. Not the original one. If I put in my name as Nina and then squint, it works. I guess in this case it would just be an obvious squinting with your ears, huh, Nin? That's how you want to say that, Nin. Horrible. Moving forward. Let's get this over with. We have the coins.
Okay.
Cheer up, man. It's gonna be good. Yay! There were enough machines that everyone claimed one for themselves. Derek got his coveted helicopter. Lee was happily on a horse. Cove waited to choose last. It seemed he didn't want to take a ride someone else wanted when he cared so little about it. You picked a horse too? The one that looked like a motorcycle. A single-seater car, the double-seater car by yourself, the double-seater car, and you brought Cove along. I am so weak to motorcycles, but I'm even more weak for Cove. The double-seater car with Cove. Cove, you can sit with me. He gave a bent smile and put a hand on his hip when he saw the ride he pointed out.
I don't know.
Do you really want to try fitting me in that? You might actually be comfortable if you use it by yourself. That doesn't matter, I want to ride with you. The fan works? Oh my gosh! You're tempting me to end this stream early and just go look at it. Oh! Just imagining them maybe put my hand on my face like messed up the camera. There we go. Alright. Lee winked at the two of you from her pony as you squished next to one another in the child-sized seats. Lips were exchanged across the way and you each popped the coins in at the same time. Little rides stuttered to life. As the machines began moving up and down and side to side, Lee and Derek couldn't contain their laughter. likely regretting your decision. You waved back, you stretched over to grab Lou's hand. You tried to encourage Cove, who personally just sat quietly on your right. I want you to have fun. I tried to encourage Cove. It was terrible seeing how unhappy Cove was with this. He wondered if there was anything you could do to make him feel better. Don't worry, we all look ridiculous on these things. There's fan fictions? Oh my gosh. Lily, I am dying. I want to see these so bad. Cove's concentration was broken when he automatically looked in your direction. He thought you caught him rolling his eyes at your words. Are you worried you're going to fall off? Cove shook his head, but you felt like you were going in the right direction. I know people always talk about how tall you are, but you're not a giant. Some people are 7 feet tall. And he shook it before drawing steps 1 through 3. Oh, the art! Cove looked at you, clearly fighting a smile, but his hands were still gripping his ride like his life depended on it. Okay, if you do fall, I'll jump off of this and make a bigger scene, I promise. The thought finally broke him into a laugh, and a smile remained for the rest of the ride. Soon, all rides came to a stop and the group dismounted. Derek looked absolutely pleased at the conclusion of this pit stop. And you noticed something out of the corner of your eye. You tilted your head to look directly at it and you burst into laughter. What's funny? You turned back to your group and nodded in the direction of where you were looking. Isn't that one of those machines that takes dollars and gives quarters back? The kind that exists for people who don't have quarters on hand. Everyone's heads moved that way and saw that you were right. Derek chuckled awkwardly. That's exactly what that is. We're kinda dumb. We have to be to miss that this whole time. Come on, let's put this behind us. There's still places open. We haven't been everywhere yet. Here, here. A Tumblr post said MC and Cove. Fan work. I can only imagine what the fandom is like for this game. Yes, we are. You moved along from one stop towards your next, still jovial from the experience. Our boyfriend! Shortly into your walk, Lee ran over to a nearby trash can and tossed her smoothie cup. Derek went after her and threw his cup away. I'm going to take a second to get a drink of water. Like to get a bottle of water. I will be right back. Yeah, slightly different. Yeah, that's the thing I really love about this game. How Cove can how he differs depending on your choices. I like how your choices actually affect him. It's what got me interested in it in the first place, to be honest. How much effort they put into making Cove seem or feel real. He really feels like he's growing up, and I love that for him. Alright, there we go. Back. followed suit and got rid of your empty cup, too. Cove was the last to throw his cup away. He took one final sip, making sure he got every last drop. The clock inched closer to 7 as you all made your way back to the directory. It was hard to believe how fast the day went by.
So,
Where do you think your mom ended up today? We didn't see her anywhere. I don't know, she's just like that. Ooh, it's a mystery. Despite having vanished for the entire trip so far, when 7 p.m. hit, you spotted Kyra coming right over, waving cheerily. As soon as she was close enough, she pinched Cove's cheek.
hey, yeah.
Hey, baby and friends. Hi, Mom. He pushed her hand back with one hand and rubbed his cheek with the other. Cove Halloween? Does that mean that we will get, like, Fall Cove? We'll get Autumn Cove? Please, I need this for me. I want to celebrate his birthday and I want to see him in a Halloween costume. I need this. Immediately after this is over, I'm drawing. Oh, your stream's cutting out. Oh, I'm sorry. Is my connection faltering? The stream quality is okay. Good. Immediately after this stream is over, I am drawing, like, what's a good sexy Halloween costume? Sexy Cowboy Cove. He pushed her hand back with one hand and rubbed his cheek with the other. Did you have a good day, gang? Yeah. Today was awesome. We did so much.
Not bad.
It was fun. You really enjoyed it? Thought there were ways it could have been worse. Didn't enjoy the outing. Enjoyed it. There was no hiding your joy. Like the others, you were smiling ear to ear because the day went so much better than you expected. I'm kind of curious about, like, if anyone has done us. Alright. Catboy Mako. That will be the first thing I publish when I join the Patreon Discord. Like, that's gonna be my first thing I upload. Bunny Co. Oh. Oh my gosh, how dare you! How dare you be so excited for Co! Sexy bunny. I wonder if anyone's done an emo run on this game where you just pick all the answers where you end up unhappy. Today went so much better than you expected. I'm glad we came here.
That I do.
I want to hear all about it during the ride back. She clapped her hands together once, making sure she had everyone's undivided attention. Speaking of that, we better head out. Cliff must be missing us, and you've got to be starving. It's dinner time and you haven't eaten yet. Yeah. Everyone followed her lead and started walking out the door to the parking lot. Something about what Kyra said felt off to you. There are tons of places to eat. It's a mall. You could have had dinner. A draw session and talk. For my patrons, sometimes I'll do a draw pile. It's very chill and fun. Those are usually on Picardo though, because they tend to get a little risque. You wondered if it was just a good guess, but you could feel your eyebrows raise when it dawned on you. She might have been keeping an eye on you after all. You weren't pleased about that. She didn't have to lie. That was actually pretty slick. You weren't sure. It was kind of sketchy. Pretty slick. If she hadn't made that comment, you never would have known. You found it hard not to be impressed. Not once could you recall even catching a glimpse of her hanging around, though now that you think about it, not seeing her ever was suspicious in and of itself. Shaking off those thoughts, you caught up with the others. Keeping the same seating arrangement as earlier, you all piled into the car and started heading back to the store. The drive went by without any problems, as it was filled with chatter about the various things everyone saw around the mall. Soon enough, you'd arrived at your destination. It was a much faster trip this time, considering this time Kyra knew where she was going. I would really love to visit this store. I love swimming and diving and stuff. Because I live very close to the ocean myself. No, I haven't been in months. Hearing the light jingle of bells from the front door being opened, Cliff poked his head out from the back. He lit up at seeing who was here. Hey, Sport. Did everyone have an adventure? Hi, Dad. We had a blast. Yeah. We found the mall.
Aw.
The mall? Wish I could have joined. He deflated in an exaggerated way. His shoulders sloped. Kyra put a hand on his arm and smiled.
Hey, Hoosie.
There'll be other times. Are you set here? Almost. Mr. Holden sighed for real. He then pulled himself together, standing up
Do
straight.
you mind?
I need just a little more time to finish this up. Would you be alright killing time for a little longer? It's okay. Yes, sir. No problem, Mr. Holden.
Sure.
We can have fun here. Excellent. What a great group of kids. She gave an approving thumbs up and Kyra nodded along. I'll give you a hand. I remember the ropes. Why, thank you. They walked side by side to the back room. Before he was out of sight, Cliff stopped and looked over his shoulder. If you leave the shop, don't go far. It's getting late. Oh, a camera for your traditional art. Yeah, those are... I've seen, like, people putting their phones on tripods and stuff. It's not the best quality, but it works. I don't know if you can actually stream from your phone to Picardo, though. I guess you could if you, like, really finagled it. And then the parents were gone again. Let's go to the docks. They're right down the way. Oh, what? Large books you can use as a stand and some cardboard. Okay, maybe you can build one. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I saw those on the way here and really wanted to check it out. Are you coming in? Alright. With a smile, Cove showed the way. Ah. I love to walk the docks at night in my hometown. It's a feeling like no other. You can hack it. Not considered a DIY? Between the warm summer air and the smell of the ocean, you couldn't ask for a better night.
Thanks.
You can't let the plushie see. You have to keep them innocent. I do the exact same thing with like my Eevee plushies and stuff. Thanks for letting me come. Me too.
Right?
Right? I'm happy we did this. Today was great. Cove, your mom and dad are really cool. Really? Totally. Cove looked at Lee oddly. He ran a hand through his hair and then his puzzled expression cracked with a chuckle. I guess sometimes they are. You continued walking. Every so often you'd look up at the sky and see several stars poking out between the clouds. At one point you noticed that Cove stopped while Lee and Derek kept going on ahead, busily chatting. Initially you wondered if something was wrong, but you quickly noticed that he still looked to be in good spirits. You decided to hang back with Cove. He gave you a quick, acknowledging look when you stopped at his side. You could taste the sea salt as you took in a deep breath of the ocean air. Silently, you and Cove watched the ocean for a little while. There was something about the waves that you always found soothing. You couldn't think of a better way to end a busy day. And then it hit you. The wind chime! This was the perfect moment. Quickly, you dug the wrapped package out of your bag. Hey, Cove? He barely replied. Instead, his focus was mostly on lazily watching the sea. The paper wrapping crinkled as he pushed the package forward, trying to make him realize. God, I miss summer so much. I miss going to the beach. I miss pre-COVID. Is it weird that I'm more jealous of the fact that they're like at the docks now, right now, than that we're with Cove? Like, I'm more focused on where we are than the whole romance part of this game. I miss swimming. He finally caught sight of it, and his eyebrows raised up high. Gingerly, Cove accepted the gift. The devs see the message. How they react. Are the devs active on the Patreon Discord? Yeah. Alright. Gingerly, Cove accepted the gift. Just seeing the present brought a smile to Cove's face. Oh, he carefully opened it, and his whole body brightened as he recognized the chime.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Min, you're so... You talked about how he seemed to want it. You suggested the chime simply made you think of him. You explained that Cove had given you gifts, and you wanted to get him something too. You didn't know what to say now. The chime made me think of him. I thought it suited you, so I got it. Really? That's all it took? Yeah, of course! Stop spoiling it, you're gonna give me a heart attack! Cove's smile seemed to grow even bigger. He looked sincerely happy. You're way too nice to me. I can't believe it. Oh, baby! The cannon size? Size of what? Don't leave me hanging. Wait, no, something wholesome is happening right now. If it's... For $5, like, I'm going to be a patron. Stop teasing me like this. I swear on everything I'm going to become a patron now. I have to. Huh. I got too excited. Come on. Come on. Face rate. Come on. There we go. He started getting shy over his giddiness and put a hand up over his mouth. You were happy that buying the wind chime was the right call. Are you stripping, son? I'm gonna find the best place to hang this. Thanks, Nin. You're welcome. Let me know where you end up putting it. It'd be helpful to know. You took your wrapped wind chime out of your bag and held it up, drawing a chuckle from him. Okay, we'll match that way. Yeah. Not much time later, Derek's chipper voice caught your attention. You and Cove, I'm about to call him Cave, oh my god. You and Cove both turned your gaze down the pier. What are you doing there, slowpokes? Get over here.
Hey!
Hey, come on! You looked at Cove the same time he looked at you. You grinned and nodded your head in the direction of your friends. He gave you a small smile in return. Your footsteps echoed against the wooden planks of the dock and into the night as you ran to catch up. Alright. Next one will be birthday. Will I do summer work? Who knows? How does my body feel is the question. We're definitely going to. Birthday. It was a pleasant afternoon. The sun shone brightly and the breeze tugged lightly at the balloons strung around the park. You and Cove had just been dropped off at Miranda Eckert's birthday party. Birthday party, huh? And a new character, too. I wonder if she'll get a Sprite. Remember to hydrate properly, kids. Especially if you're going to be simping or stripping. Twitch, don't ban me! You didn't really know Miranda. Last year was the first time you'd had a class with her, and everyone at school knew her as quiet. The shy girl stuck to her own friend group like glue. It'd been a surprise that she was having such a big party. You looked around the expansive park, a spacious recreation center in the next town over, and noticed a bouncy castle. Miranda had a bit of a reputation for not caring if she acted mature like other teens sometimes did. It made a certain amount of sense that her party would match that. Yeah, bouncy castles are fun. You thought she was sweet, thought she was weird, you didn't have an opinion, you wanted to get to know her better. I thought she was sweet. You always gotten the vibe that she was nice, and inviting you to her party proved it. You liked that she wasn't obsessed with proving she was grown up. Maybe hanging out today would be fun. Ah, yeah. Alright. So I would have met her in like the next step then, normally? Or not normally, but without DLC, I should say. You hadn't had a chance in coming here today. A choice in coming here today. Your mom insisted on it after you got the invitation, as did Cove's mom and dad. So both of you and he were driven over to the next town with presents in tow. All the parents had been pretty firm about going to a party if you'd been invited. You agreed it was best to attend. You wondered if it was an adult thing. You were happy to be here. You wished you were somewhere else, felt out of place, willing to give it a chance. I've never really been big on parties, per se. As a kid, I was always kind of rather be at home. I do wonder if it's an adult thing. Although even as an adult now, I can kind of see how you wouldn't want to turn down invitations like that. So maybe it is. I wonder if it's... You didn't get why it seemed like such a straightforward conclusion to them. Though I guess to be fair, I did basically become an adult in the pandemic. So I guess in a normal life I would now consider it a bit weird to turn down. Like, without a pandemic. It'd feel weird to turn down a party invite at this point. Cove made a small noise which caught your attention. He looked around, scanning the area. He fidgeted with his gift in his hand. Any idea what we're supposed to do with these? I don't know, Cove, maybe the present table behind you. I mean, come on, man. All you have to do is turn around. Our idiot boyfriend. You looked at your own present and then towards the seating area. There was a table filled with snacks and drinks, supplies for various party games. Past all that, you spotted one table in the back that seemed to have a truckload of gifts. You pointed it out to Cove. Just drop the presents off over there. Cove nodded with a smile and turned to where you gestured. He saw it too. Cool. You and Cove began to walk over to the present table, flattening the well-trimmed grass beneath your feet. You walked past groups of people, classmates in semicircles, broken up into the usual friend groups, chatted away. You, or maybe Cove, received the occasional greeting or friendly nod. However, as you passed by even more people that you'd never seen before, you became aware that there were more strangers here than not. It was more crowded than you expected. Miranda Eckert, the quiet girl, was hosting the most populated birthday party you'd been to in a long time. You looked at the new faces and thought you saw something of Miranda in them. Cousins, nieces, or nephews, maybe? parties can be a big deal in her family. The both of you reach the table. You set your gift down in an empty space, brushing some confetti aside, and Cove places gently next to it. He looked at the present thoughtfully.
Hey.
Hey, what'd you get her? Before you had a chance to answer, Cove opened his mouth again and tapped his gift. I found this sparkly backpack. I figured she could use it for school or a trip or something. Your mom had taken you out shopping the other day. You'd searched through the store, and ultimately, I was kind of hoping that it would be the same, that we could pick the same thing that Cove picked and cause problems at this birthday party. But, stuffed animal, a necklace and bracelets, a lighthearted adventure book, yarn craft kit that made a toy that my mom's picked. Your mom didn't appreciate what you picked and chose something else. Sometimes the best gifts are the ones that you make yourself. A yarn craft kit that made a toy, I think, would be something that a 13-year-old would appreciate of. Necklace and bracelet would also be good, but I think that this is better. The colorful picture on the box appealed to you. It showed off the different variations you can make with the kit, along with the bolded messages of easy and 43 fleeces included. Hopefully, the kit was as cool as it looked. You described it to Cove briefly, and he had no objections. Not a bad idea. He brushed his hands against the sides of his pants. I really hope Miranda likes her gifts, but I think we both did good. Yeah, I think we both got pretty good gifts for her. The backpack is a great gift because it's something that's practical. And the yarn craft kit, maybe she can get into like knitting or something with it. Those are the kinds of things I like. With that, he gave you a sunny grin. You touched the gift one more time and then stepped away. It's a gift and an activity. Without the direction of needing to put stuff away, the two of you weren't sure what to do next. You felt a little awkward, and Cove shrunk in on himself as he looked around. There were more guests heading to the present table, so you turned away and wandered over to a nearby tree where you wouldn't be in the way. From there, you both inspected the area and planned the next step. Survey the scene. You're glad that Cove had been invited too. There we go. At least you had his company in this unfamiliar place. You watched him and he gave you a nervous grin. It reassured you a little and you smiled back. What next? Cove did not appreciate being put on the spot. He was just as unsure as you were. Birthday party stuff? It didn't seem to be time for cake, but with people still arriving. Nothing else seemed to be organizing yet either. He noticed that himself and tried again. We could find Miranda? That was an idea. It made sense to greet the birthday girl. Okay, we could say hello. Wish her happy birthday. Ask her what she wants people to do.
Okay.
Sounds good. At that point, it was decided the Miranda hunt had begun. The most dangerous game. You wandered you wandered around. Anytime you saw someone with Miranda's hair color, you got a little closer, but more than once it turned out to not actually be her. Hey, look! Finally, you pointed over to the real Miranda. She smiled slightly when you both approached, but ducked her head. She seemed a little overwhelmed with being the center of attention today. Aw, she's cute! Hi, Cove. Hi, Nin. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thanks. I'm really glad you could come.
Oh, you are a baby! You are a baby! You all stood awkwardly. Miranda did seem genuinely happy, but there was still a distance between you. This is a great-looking party. Thank you. Is there something we need to do, or should we just hang out?
Oh, well, you can talk to people if you want. There are games that are going to start soon.
And the bathhouse should be open later if you feel like jumping. Then after that, it's cake and present time. We'll have ice cream too. After that is when people will start going home. I hope that's okay with you guys. Cove nodded. He seemed a little more confident about the situation now. Thanks for the game plan, Miranda. Thanks for letting us know. You grinned at her and she nodded back. Oh, she looks different when she's younger? Interesting. I like her hair. You and at her and she nodded back. Miranda waited there and you became hyper aware of the silence forming. Allergy attack. One moment, I need to mute myself. I am back. I'm sorry, that wasn't very pog of me. I was having an allergy attack. You heard a shout for Randy, and Miranda brightened up a total 180 from how stiff she'd been with you. Oh, Randy is a cute nickname.
I gotta talk to some more people. Bye!
You are sunshine! The birthday girl ran off to her friend, leaving you and Co with at least a little more idea of what to expect. You both glanced at each other wordlessly. All that was left now was finding something to fill time until the activities began. You tried to chat with the people around. You just talked with Co. You found a quiet spot to sit. You just stood around where you were. I'm bad at birthday parties. I'll just talk to Co. You started talking about how you felt about this kind of birthday party and what you wanted to do for your next one. Cove made the occasional suggestion. The conversation became silly as you started joking about ridiculous party ideas. Cove wanted a moon party, and you wondered if anyone ever had tried to make a cake big enough to be the party location. Suddenly, a loud voice boomed over the crowd. You can always see when there's viewers on it. That's smart. Suddenly, a loud voice boomed over the crowd. The constant buzz of conversation dropped as one of the adults, maybe Miranda's dad, asked the kids to gather around because it was game time.
Huh.
I wonder what's gonna happen. You shrugged, scanned the area to make a guess, joke about something that wasn't going to happen. Your friend Sam wants to shoot. By the time they start shooting, I'll probably be done. That'll make way. I wonder if a lot of people stream this game. I'd make a joke in this case. You'd be surprised how many do, and the voices of one of the moms does it. Oh, is it Ma or mom? I wonder. Or if you're talking all the moms, then it might be Kyra. Pamela? Okay. I like her voice. Yeah. Pam. We're gonna play high stakes poker, it's obvious. Obvious, huh? Look at this crowd. Most of the guests were teenagers around your age, but there were also quite a few adults and some younger kids. Cove nodded sagely at a group of little kids. Yeah, these are high rollers. Yeah, you have to watch out for those kitty poker faces that can really get you. Just like you and the rest of your family. He smirked at that last one. The adults announced that the children under 10 had the first turn on the bounce house. For everyone else, it was time to play pin the tail on the donkey. The wedding DLC that comes out later? I think I'd heard a little bit about it, but I was trying to stay a little blind. What about it? You're gonna cry? Me too. Finally, getting married to Cove. Cove raised his eyebrows. He was surprised for sure. Little sneak peeks, and you're gonna sob. Wedding with Cove. He looks so nice in a suit. You were excited. You thought it was kind of silly. You were a little weirded out. You were fine with the game. You didn't know where this would go. You were excited. Pin the tail on the donkey sounded like fun. Maybe you could even win. You casually stepped up to join the line. The donkey in question was a cartoony poster with big eyes that looked more like ping pong balls. It was positioned a few feet above the ground on a tree trunk. The teen who arrived first was blindfolded and then spun around. He was nudged to the side and away from the other kids so he wouldn't stick someone with the tail instead. Unfortunately for him, he placed the tail on the donkey's head like some kind of bizarre earring. He wouldn't be winning that far from the target. The next opponent did far better by landing it on the donkey's back. The spectators clapped politely and the line moved up. More teams tried their hand on it. Some got closer than others, but no one had gotten perfect yet. Soon it was Cove's turn. He was blindfolded and spun just like the others. At this point, it was a close match and everyone was watching with bated breath. Cove approached and stuck the tail on without any hesitation. Cove stood back and removed his blindfold, cheering when he saw how close he was. He turned his head over his shoulder and grinned at you. Your turn. You shook your head and stood out. Why would I do that? You took your turn. With the blindfold on, the bright park became utterly dark. As you spun around, the sounds around you seemed to get louder. At least you could tell the direction of the bounce house from the shrieks of the younger children. You stopped spinning and stepped forward, tail in hand. It was time to give it a stab. Directly in front, right, left, up, or down. Connect your Discord to the Patreon so it automatically joins you. Alright, I will. Yeah. I have my own Patreon set up that way, so I'm a bit familiar. You pressed the tail into the target and stepped back. You took your blindfold off to check your results. There was some more clapping from the audience. The tail wasn't too far off. Behind you, there was a particularly enthusiastic ooh, and a few people mentioned how close you got. You smiled and looked back at Cove. He seemed amused. His tail wasn't off by much either, and you couldn't tell which of you was winning. They were just too nearby each other. A few more kids took their turn. One girl managed to somehow pin the tail on the opposite side of the tree. You were pretty sure it had to be on purpose. With the line empty, the game was finally over. The adult running thing started to inspect the donkey. At this point, the sign was more tails than donkey. After your name was announced, everyone cheered and clapped for you once more. You came up to the front and the man gave you a handful of candy as a prize for the victory. I wonder, if I'd chosen any other choice, would that have still worked? Probably, right? I don't imagine they wrote a different scenario for every choice. You came up to the front. The man gave you a handful of candy as prize for the victory. Thank you. As you shoved the candy into your pockets, Cove walked up to you. Congrats on the win. You were humble, you were bashful, you reveled in it. Bashful. Once you had your candy situated, you unwrapped a particularly chewy taffy candy and shoved it in your mouth. Ew. It was sweet and tasted like artificial banana flavoring. Okay. I have to make this clear. I'm boring. I don't like candy very much. just the thought of this gives me like jeebies. Heebie-jeebies. Does it make you boring to not like? I don't know. I guess it's just like whenever I say it, that's the typical response I get, that I'm boring. You'll eat it for me? Thank you. That's sweet, thank you. It also gave me an excuse not to speak, and you just nodded in response. Hey, I guess that's true. If I don't eat it, then that's more candy for you. My brother loved Halloween with me because I would only keep the chocolate. You offered to share, you kept the prize for yourself. Of course I'm gonna offer to share. Do you want some? The sparkling eyes told you yes. Reese's are your favorite? I'm a Kit Kat fan myself. The sparkling eyes told you yes. You held out a lollipop and Code accepted it carefully. It was a mystery flavor, so you had no idea if he'd like it or not. He unwrapped the treat and it was a swirl of pale blue and translucent green. Ugh. Code gave it a tiny lick. What's it taste like? Your victory. And berries, I think. You both laughed at that and you gave him more candies. An older teen walked up, tall enough to tower over you and... Are you gonna bully me at a birthday party? To tower over you and go. You felt a little intimidated by this stern-faced teenager until she started to speak. Okay, never mind. Her voice was low but friendlier than her tough frown would suggest. Hi, I'm handing out party favors. Do you want one? She showed you party hats. She insisted they were the key to a true partying mood. She had two options, either a colorful headband with two tiny party hats arranged almost like ears, or a tiara with a star on it. They were both very festive. Ears. Okay. No thanks. You knew the teen hadn't actually glared at him. Her default facial expression just seemed grim. You wanted one of the headbands. You picked a crown, you didn't want one. Cove wearing it? Yeah! Cove, coward! Wear the tiara! You wanted one of the headbands. You... blue, pink, purple, green. Purple is my motif! The teenager handed you the hat with a surprising amount of gusto, given her expression never changed. She gave you a serious thumbs up for taking it. Then you encouraged Cove to pick one, then you let her go. Cove, I put on the cat ears, I swear to God! You encouraged Cove to pick one. You held a pink headband hat in one hand and a crown in the other. You tried to imagine what they'd look like on Cove. You really should try it, it'd be great. Cove looked back at the hats and then at you. Cove put on the cat ears and the maid costume. This is not a request. This is an order. With a sigh, he grabbed hold of one. The teen with the hats clapped as much as she could with all the hats in her hands. The unknown teenager nodded approvingly at you both and went to pass out hats to more people. You put the party hat on your head with a smile and it fit well. It was surprisingly comfortable. Really completes your look. When did you get so fashionable? He smirked and you just adjusted your new accessory. I'm a party animal now. Does look very good on me, thanks. I don't know why I'm doing this. The first two are really good. Image of Bernie Sanders holding a gun. I am no longer asking. Put on the maid outfit, I swear to God, boy. It does look very good on me, thanks. He looked him straight in the eye and he seemed unsure of how to handle that reaction to his statement. He floundered for a second until he came up with a response. You don't have to brag. Oh, but I do. He struck a pose and he rolled his eyes. Tiara! He's really wearing the tiara. Oh my gosh. This is officially the best game ever. Hope finally put his own hat on. He was nervous about it, his face uncertain. My prince! That's the real king shit, Cove. I don't know about this. I feel kind of silly. Does it look weird? Oh my god, you're adorable! You're adorable! What am I supposed to say to that? You look great, Cove. It's completely perfect. It looks silly. You just giggled, shrugged, shook your head no. It's completely perfect. Cove scratched his head, being careful not to displace his hat. A blush was on his cheeks. Thank you. He is perfect. After that, the people in charge quickly set up the next game. Teenagers milled about until they were told to find partners. You tried to listen to the rules, straining your ears to listen to the adult announcing what you were supposed to do. It was a simple game. One person in a pair would throw candy while the other had to catch it in their mouth. If they caught it, the pair would move on to the next round, where everyone would take a step back and the former catcher would become the thrower. The game would continue, the players getting further and further until one set of pairs were the only ones left standing, or everyone lost in a round. About half of the guests had already found partners. They moved fast. You noticed Cove had his eyes on you, the only person he knew at the party. Oh, someone's come home. Could we be partners? Neither of you were all that familiar with anyone else here. It'd be the safe choice to pair up. You agreed to be Cove's partner. I don't want to play. You agreed. I love these options that are just like, do you want to miss out on a part of the game? Or do you want to just be a complete freaking emo and not do anything? Let's do it, partner.
Cool.
Cool. He beamed and you started wondering about your respective candy catching capabilities. Two rows of players facing each other formed. Cove tilted his head towards them and he started to head over. You both lined up directly in front of each other. Yeah, like you could just be a complete like piece of garbage. You both lined up directly in front of each other. It took a while to pass up the candy. You were handed a small bag of gummies that smelled strongly fruity. You noticed Cove took it upon himself to do a taste test of a red one across from you. They're not bad. You should have waited. You tried one for yourself. What'd it taste like? Sure, let's try one too. You ended up grabbing a purple gummy. It was sweet and you guessed it was supposed to be grape flavored, but it was mostly just really sugary. And it was time to begin. Cove's row was set to throw first. He smiled nervously, his eyes widening with seriousness. He grinned and Cove's smile looked more genuine and less filled with tenseness. The game was on. The adults in charge shouted for the throwers to go. You and Cove were only a couple feet away from each other. With Cove's careful toss, you caught the candy easily. Like you, most of the other players moved on to the next round. There were a few gaps in the rows as everyone took a step back. The round was harder with pairs further apart, but not overly so. It could be done if both partners tried. You did your best as you tossed it. You had fun with it, but still tried. You threw the candy without a care. You made sure it missed! Yeah, let's just ruin this experience for Cove. Why not? You did your best. I'm gonna do a garbage child run where I'm absolutely terrible through the first and second step, and then I try to romance Cove for the third. You carefully plucked a gummy from the bag and felt the weight. You shifted it in your hand a couple times to practice, and then told Cove you were ready. You went for an underhand throw, careful to aim for Cove's mouth. The candy arced and landed perfectly in Cove's mouth. He chewed it twice and smiled widely. You could tell Cove was genuinely pleased to make it through another round. You were happy as well. The next round began and you took another step back. Cove was even further away now, but he made no K sign. He was in this to win it. Around you, the once packed rows of players had thinned out some. You wondered how many rounds everyone had left in them. Cove swung his arm and made eye contact with you. You nodded and the green candy flew towards you. Tried your best to catch it. You casually tried to catch it. You refused to have a green candy in your mouth. You did not try to catch it. Oh man, I just freaking hate green so much. You tried your best. You followed the arc of the candy and opened your mouth wide. It had a slight spin on it, and you lifted your head to the side to compensate. You bit down on the candy, grinning with your victorious catch. It tasted sweet and vaguely like a Slurpee. Yeah, Nin! Cove was thrilled. He was entirely invested in the game at this point. You and Cove were still in the game. You knew this was the final round. Only a few players were left. Cove was determined to win. You could see in the clench of his jaw the careful way he watched you. You were charmed by his attitude. You equally wanted to win. You didn't want to let him down. Thought it was funny, but nervous. Charmed. I'm charmed. You liked having a partner that was so into the game. His determination sparked something in you. Admiration? An answering desire to win? You weren't sure. Cove gave you a firm grin and prepared to throw. Your fingers grabbed an orange gummy from the bag. You felt solid in your grasp, even if your hand was starting to get sticky from touching all the sugary sweets. I'd close it. Cove leaned his face toward you and bent his knees, ready to catch. The time came, you looked at the candy and then Cove. You tried your best, casually, messed up on purpose. Tried your best. The candy flew like a missile straight towards him. Cove almost stumbled forward trying to get it right, but your aim was perfect. You got it in his mouth. A wide grin spread on his face as Cove victoriously chomped down on the candy. Yes! Along with the cheer, he jumped up in excitement and pumped one arm. You looked to your left and then to your right. You see the few remaining pairs walking away, commiserating over their losses. With some shock, you realized that you and Cove were the only ones who made that round. You won! You watched the moment Cove clicked into the same realization. His face brightened like sunshine, and he jogged over to close the distance between you. You stepped closer to meet him halfway. You high-fived him, an arm around him, jumped into a hug, ruffled Cove's hair, nudged him in a friendly way, and smiled at him. Put an arm around him. He placed an arm around you as well, and you both laughed for the joy of it. You'd won this together. You'd won this together. He giddily stomped his feet in place in front of you as though he couldn't contain his energy. We did it! You adjusted the hat that had nearly fallen off throughout the event. Nice catch! Woo! We demolished the competition. I can't make that sound again. The game runner strolled over and merrily gave you both a bunch more candy on top of letting you keep the gummy bags. It was quite the collection. Cove laughed over at just how much candy you both had acquired. Between this game and Pin the Tail on the Donkey, you were swimming in sugar now. With the candy toss over, you were going to need something else to do. You didn't have to wait long. You heard someone in the crowd shout that the bounce house was officially open for the older kids. You and Cove shared a look. Cove smiled and you knew he wanted in. You both ran over to the bouncy castle and kicked your shoes off. You crawled into the inflated castle with Cove hot in your heels. There were a couple other teens inside already. You started to get a feel for bouncing. Cove hopped from the middle to the side and back. Just after you landed from a particularly high jump, someone else snuck in. It was the birthday girl herself. Hi, Miranda. Hello. Hi, birthday girl. You waved. Just glanced away. Hi, birthday girl. Miranda looked happy. She waved both her hands at you with a megawatt grin. I hope you're having fun. She hopped around with her hands in front of her like a kangaroo. It was a surprisingly effective way to clear distance in the bounce house. She then jumped high, kicking both her legs out to the side and touching the tips of her toes with her fingers. Wow! Miranda hadn't run out of tricks yet. She jumped a couple more times, gaining height, before doing a backflip and tucking into a ball. She managed to land on her feet, but didn't stick the landing. She stumbled back and fell on her butt. Cove clapped and Miranda inclined her head, almost like a bow. She was back to jumping in no time. You're so good at this. She bounced close enough to the two of you to talk without shouting across the way. Cove's bouncing slowed down to accommodate their
My
conversation.
family gets this every year. And we have a trampoline in the backyard.
You're so lucky, Miranda. That's really cool. I want to do flips too. You nodded along to the conversation. You clapped for her stunts. Miranda giggled a bit and then her eyes sparkled. Sorry? Hey, I can launch someone if you want. If I jump in front of you, then your bounce will go higher. Okay, launch me. Not me. I'd rather just watch you remain silent. Launch me. Sure. Miranda leaped over to you, her excitement clear on her face. Cove watched with interest. She explained more clearly now how this was supposed to work. You got ready to bounce on her cue. 3, 2, 1. The moment she came down, you jumped high. The force of her, just as she'd said, helped launch you up. I think after this one, I will be done feeling a bit off. The air rushed past your face, and then you were coming back down. Your feet hit the bounce house hard enough to help launch Miranda up a little as well. She giggled some more, and the two of you took turns bouncing each other up. Cove clapped her offering suggestions, but it was becoming clear that he wanted to turn too. Miranda invited him to join and tried to synchronize your bounces to launch Cove up super high. First time resulted in everyone crashing down in a pile of laughs. By the fifth attempt, Cove managed to catch some serious airtime. Woo! Oh. You all had fun bouncing around. You twirled. Miranda did stunts. Cove futilely tried to touch the highest tip in the castle ceiling. Oh, please do. You and Cove chatted to Miranda more than you ever had at school. She truly was the queen of this bouncy castle. Whenever someone did something cool, everyone would cheer. If you fell, the others would help you up. Thank you. I'm gonna make sure to go ahead and follow them. I'll do that in a moment. One second at the stream. Eventually, more people wanted to take turns in the bouncy house, so you and Cove left. As you slipped on your shoes, you saw Miranda get drawn into conversation with a group of adults. She would be talking to them for a while. You and Cove decided to take a break and hydrate. You went to the party table and grabbed some ice water. Cove handed you a party noise maker he'd picked up from the same table. He blew on his and it made a funny sound when it unrolled. Cove downed his drink in a couple gulps. He'd gotten pretty into bouncing after all. Oh my god. You were still sipping on your water when Cove blew on his noisemaker then again. Then again. And again. It was almost a tune. You didn't recognize any particular melody, but a noisemaker also isn't an instrument. The noise cut through the hum of the other party guests, loud and noticeable. You asked to stop, you blew on your own noisemaker, you blew yours back at Cove, you were amused. You blew on your own. You put your noisemaker up to your lips and started making your own noise. This is like the cutest thing. Noisemaker and crown Cove. Cove turned to face you and blew the paper of his noisemaker at you. It was a hair's breadth away from actually touching you.
Oh, great. You people.
Why are you here? How were you invited to anything? Someone vaguely familiar shouted, and you snapped your head to the side. Cove's noisemaker dropped from his mouth. The speaker stepped up, and there was no doubt. It was Jeremy. That mean boy you met at the start of summer. Why did he have to show up? You ground at the sight of him. Oh hey, it's the bowl cut kid. He felt very uncomfortable and didn't know what to do. He instantly got angry. He tried to ignore him being there. He tried being polite. Oh hey, it's the bowl cut kid. Jeremy Skell told you everything about what he thought of that moniker. Why are you here? Cove's tone was defensive. You watched Jeremy's face turn slack as if Cove's question was idiocy above all idiocies. Didn't I already explain this? He hadn't, so both you and Cove exchanged a look. Do you have memory loss, or are you really that stupid? Seriously.
I didn't walk here.
My parents brought me. Apparently, I couldn't just stay inside like I wanted. No, they insisted that I get out and enjoy the day and have fun on vacation. Blah, blah, blah. He said enjoy the day and have fun on vacation, like some people would say scrub the entire bathroom or listen to an off-key singer for 10 hours or talk to Jeremy. They found a park because they hate the beach. Too bad I also hate parks. Ugh, it's dirty here. They don't know anything. No, and then they saw this stupid party and decided to bother some adults by asking what was going on. I think maybe we could be included. That's moronic. Get it now? That's how my parents are. Annoying and embarrassing. Why would anyone want strangers at their birthday party? Why can't they ever just leave things alone? He huffed loudly and his eyes shot daggers at some grown-ups that presumably were his parents. Yeah, that's awkward. That doesn't sound very bad. All you can do is complain about it. Sucks to be you. You tried to be friendly and welcome Jeremy to the park. You didn't bother trying to respond to that mess of a rant. I didn't bother. Oh, Sandra started. Okay. I'll make sure to hop in once I'm done here. This was not your problem and you wanted to keep it that way. Jeremy's eyes slipped away from you to take in the rest of the park for a bit. It was a little awkward. It was possible that he didn't know what to do, but then he spoke again.
So dumb.
How can people really go around in those embarrassing party hats? Do they think it's fun or something? How could a human being be so dumb? I wonder if he knows that he can just, like, walk away from us. I mean, I'm assuming that he can walk. It's just kind of nice to do party stuff. Jeremy scoffed, unimpressed. The expression on his face was as nasty as he spoke. I'm not surprised an empty-headed person like you would think that. Why are you so obsessed with getting our attention? Jeremy looked at you over, completely dismissive. It was so rude you couldn't help but feel offended. Co's face hardened. He seemed more offended than when anyone actually insulted him personally. Yeah, like, who hurt him? Why is he like this?
Hey!
Just because you don't know how to be happy doesn't mean no one else does. And it's not our fault if you hate everything. It's not okay for you to take it out on Nin. They aren't doing anything wrong, you are. Jeremy seemed unfazed by Cove's defense and sniffed. Nin can humiliate themselves on their own. They don't need you to step in and do it for them. You poured your drink on Jeremy. You pushed Jeremy. You punched Jeremy in the face. You drowned out his words with your noisemaker. You stood still, shocked. You teared up. Drowned out his words with my noisemaker. You're both... You're... It didn't take long for him to piece together that you weren't going to let him speak without interruption.
Stupid.
How stupid. He shut his mouth though and finally stopped talking. You're ruining someone's birthday. I'm gonna find your parents and tell them what's going on. Don't say anything like that ever again. You laughed at his reaction. You said nothing. Oh gosh, I wish I could do all of it. You're ruining someone's birthday. People were starting to watch what was going down. Your argument wasn't exactly quiet at this point. Why don't you just leave us alone if we're so awful? Jeremy glared even more and huffed.
Dumbasses.
My word. Talking to you is pointless, dumbasses. Why'd you come over here then? He stalked off like the last time he saw him, muttering under his breath. Oh, I should have got his parents. Can I actually get his parents? Will that actually affect him? He feels like he's spoiled. Okay, I'm gonna go back to where I was. I'm gonna save. I want to know if I could get his parents on him.
Stupid.
Alright, people were starting to watch. Why don't you just leave us alone? Jeremy glared even more.
Dumbasses.
Okay, so he goes away either way. Dang. He stalked off like the last time you saw him, muttering under his breath. You blew your noisemaker after him with a long final zoot. Cove sighed in relief after Jeremy was gone. He relaxed, but only for a moment. He noticed just how much attention you drawn from the other guests. Luckily, it hadn't gone on long enough to get a real crowd. A concerned adult in a blue button-up shirt approached you and asked who that was and if everyone was alright. Fine. Cove looked at you cautiously, asking just as much as the adult if you were okay. Everything's fine now. You don't have to worry about us. The concerned adult lingered for a few seconds, but nodded and left you alone. The Jeremy fiasco was finally over. Cove rubbed his eyes, clearly ready to put all that nonsense behind him. Then he started laughing. It was a surprised laugh, breaking out of his chest without any actual joy. He was nervous and disbelieving in all the complex emotions brought about by one meeting with Jeremy. I can't believe it. He spoke in fits and starts. The look on his face after you started it was hilarious. How could Jeremy be like that? He shouted at us, he barely knows us. And it was at a birthday party for someone he's never met. You agree, Jeremy's totally nuts. You wish he'd done something more. You hope that you never see him again. You weren't sure how to feel. You were just happy he was gone. You felt sad he was so mean. You wish you could have done something more. I just feel like I should have said something. Maybe done something. I don't know. Cove seemed to think about his next words carefully before he spoke. Yeah, we're gonna smoke Jeremy. I don't think it matters what we do around him. Jeremy's just gonna yell no matter what. We shouldn't worry about it. You wanna tell your moms about Jeremy, I mean? He always picks a fight. Maybe they know how to handle someone like him. Thanks for asking. You decided to bring it up to your moms later. You wanted to keep this between you and Cove. As a 13-year-old, I would have kept it between us. But let's not. I don't think it'll help. Okay. You apologized for making him wear the party hat. You decided to drop the topic. Finally, you bent over to pick up the noisemaker that Cove dropped and Jeremy appeared. It might be too dirty to use now, but you didn't want to leave it there. He accepted it softly when you offered the little favor back to him. Thanks, Nin. I like how we can be there for each other. It makes me feel better about that kind of stuff when it happens. Yeah. Cove suggested that you find a seat in one of the tables. It was almost cake time and he wanted to be prepared. It was a good reminder that the party wasn't over yet. There's a free table there. Let's go get ready for some cake. You and Cove tried to settle down after the last event. You took seats across from one another at the park tables. There are a few attempts to chat, but for the most part, you simply watched the adults run around and set up the cake cutting. There was a minor panic when who you assumed was Miranda's dad apparently forgot the lighter for the candles. He and another man went through and started asking the other adults for matches or lighters. They weren't having any luck until a grim-faced teenager who'd been passing out party hats pulled a green lighter out of the ice cream cooler. Why the lighter was put in the cooler remained a mystery, but with party hat girls fine, it was time to get things going again. Yeah, see you there. Have fun. Miranda sat at the head of the longest table. A large chocolate cake was set in front of her. She lit all 14 candles with the cooler lighter with a big smile. The adults started singing Happy Birthday and the rest— oh, and thank you for joining. The adults started singing Happy Birthday and the rest of the guests joined in. At the end of the song, Miranda blew out the candles with a dedicated half. She closed her eyes and you saw her silently mouth something. Maybe it was a birthday wish. Miranda cut her own slice and then one of the grown-ups took over cutting the cake. Another adult passed around plates of cake slices with a scoop of vanilla ice cream to the guests. Eventually, the cake got around to you and Cove. Cove was pleased with the treat in general. The cake looked rich and moist. It smelled quite chocolatey. You only wanted to eat the ice cream. You only wanted the cake. You wanted both the cake and the ice cream. You didn't want anything on your plate. Cake and ice cream, please. You took a bite of the ice cream. The vanilla wasn't so bad, but it was a little bland. Vanilla was my favorite. The chocolate cake, however, was a rich flavor. Cove then took his fork and started mashing up some of his cake. When the cake resembled a pile of crummy chunks, he started mixing into the ice cream. The melted parts of the ice cream made kind of a chocolate cake soup. You raised your eyebrow, told him you'd do the same thing. Thought it looked gross. I've never done that, but I want to now. He didn't react. I've never done that, but I want to now. How's it taste? Really good, but it's better with brownies. He grinned and took a bite of his own mix. Cove contentedly chowed down on his concoction. One advantage to his mix was that the ice cream seemed to catch most of the crumbs that would usually fall from eating a cake. Unlike some of the kids around him, Cove's shirt remained clean. You started eating your dessert in earnest. You enjoyed yourself plenty. Cove suddenly put his fork down on his plate and stared up into the sky with a faraway expression. You checked, but didn't see anything attention-grabbing. The ice cream is better than the ones in cups, you know, with the little wooden spoons. But I still kind of want that instead. He remembered what kind he was talking about. Oh yeah, like the ones handed out at the barbecue before the fireworks happened.
Right.
Cove smiled nostalgically at the thought. You could picture a younger Cove for a moment with the same look in his eyes. You remembered how your mom tried to share with everyone that night. You offered him a bite of your dessert. You asked if you could have a bite of his dessert. You smiled about the memory to yourself. I'll ask for a bite. Can I have a bite of yours? Cove raised his eyebrows at your offer. Well, you mixed yours and I didn't. You told him you're serious. You laughed along with him. You laughed along. Your shared laughter attracted the attention of some of the other party guests. It took a moment to compose yourselves and get back to your dessert. Miranda then started to open her gifts. She systematically attacked the mountain of presents like a pro. She checked for any cards and read them loudly before opening a gift. She smiled at every present, including the ones you and Cove got her. You're glad the presents were accepted. It took time, but eventually Miranda got through all the gifts. She was very sweet and polite through it all. The party went until the sun began to set. By that point, most of everything had settled down and people had begun to leave. Any of the guests whose parents had stayed over for the party were already gone, except for Miranda's family. Only a few kids still waiting for their parents to come get them remained, you and Cove included. Miranda's family was cleaning up, and as a guest, neither you nor Cove was supposed to help with it. Instead, you both decided to take it easy in the bouncy castle. It was somewhere out of the way where you could casually wait for your ride. Miranda had also elected to hang out with you. You weren't even bouncing anymore. Cove laid on his side with his back to a wall. Miranda sat across from him with her legs stretched out. You also made yourself comfortable. It was nice and warm in the little building. It also felt like you had some privacy, which was nice. You could all speak openly here. Thanks for coming. She looked down but continued shyly. It's been really cool to get to hang out with you a little bit. Thanks for letting me come. I didn't think I'd be invited. Thanks for me too, Miranda. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it either. I'm so happy I could come. You shrugged, chose not to respond. I'm so happy I could come. Miranda just smiled a little more. So, did you notice anything happening earlier with some people you didn't know showing up? She had to think about his question a little. It was apparent that she didn't have an encounter with Jeremy since there was no instant recognition. I heard about something. Some other parents were talking to my parents when their kid came by and forced them to leave the park. She tilted her head to the side, finding it weird but also not important. And everyone had cake and ice cream. Cove smiled uncomfortably. That's good. He was clearly worried that the Jeremy confrontation could have gotten to her. Luckily, he didn't think that anyone had overheard or passed along Jeremy's cruel words. Cove rolled over on his back and sighed contentedly. Miranda seemed confused, but wasn't going to push. You got up and started bouncing again. You laid back and closed your eyes to rest. You changed the subject, told her about the ordeal. Laid back and closed her eyes to rest. The air-filled floor was comfy, and when you listened, you could feel the vibrations of the blower keeping the bounce house up. The silence stretched between everyone, and you open your eyes to take a peek at the others. Cope is still relaxing, but Miranda is looking between you two, confused. You smiled to yourself and closed your eyes once more. You spent the rest of the time content and dozing until it was time to go home. At the end of the day, you thought it had been quite the party. Alright. Thank you for joining me for the mall and birthday party with DLC. Next time I play, we'll probably be doing Summer Work, Escapade, and Soiree, and then it'll be on to Step 3. I have... Let me see. How do I wind down again? I almost forgot. Yeah, I have the Twitter and my Patreon, and the Patreon links. Please do consider checking those out. We also have a Redbubble with shirts and stuff. Join the Nice Butt Club. And, only join the Patreon if you're 18 plus, and you can also follow my art Twitter if you're 18 plus, so you can do more art like my rig. With all of that said and done, safe travels.